What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Justin Hawksmith channel. In today's video, we're going to start part 3 on this Ram 1500 build, where we are doing 26 by 14s, a 7.5 inch lift, and fully painted custom one-off suspension. The color anyway, it's a 6-inch rough country with a 1.5 inch leveling kit. And we also opted to do new ball joints, upper and lower, new CV axle, new hub assemblies, and pretty much everything in the front end is going to be brand new except for the tie rod ends, and they are super tight, so we're not going to replace those until they need replaced, of course. Anyway, we've got the rear completely tore apart off camera. I'm so sorry, guys, that I haven't been able to show you guys that, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about that here right quick. And then we also have the front completely tore apart except for dropping the actual differential. We're going to do that, I guess, whenever I cut the cross member and stuff. So not really in any hurry to do that just yet because I have to get everything painted and drying. So then whenever everything is painted, I can get all of the disassembly. Like right now, the disassembly is probably like 90% done. So I'll do pretty much, we're just dropping the diff that's the last part. And then we're ready to reassemble after we cut the cross members. But anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and go to the rear of the truck and talk to you about the rear for a second, show you kind of what I've done since I didn't get to actually time-lapse that or walk you all through it or film doing that. But we had to get the coil springs out. This truck is 4-linked in the rear, so we had to get the track bar and the coil springs out so we can paint those. So we've got those laying right here. We've got the new hub assemblies, the new lower control arm. The bolt actually seized in the other side, and we had to end up cutting that out. It was that bolt right there, that big boy. So we had to cut that out, buy a new lower control arm. We've got the 6-inch lift struts from Rough Country right there, the new CV axle, a new hub assembly. I've got the other ones laying around here. I think they're on the table. So I went ahead, disconnected the shock, the bottom shock bolt, disconnected the brake line. This bolt on both sides actually broke. I don't know if that's a common issue. The truck wasn't super rusty, but there's a nut welded onto the back. Not sure if we're gonna have to reuse that or not, but there's enough room right here to where I can drill a new hole on each side, or if I need to, I can flap disc that down and weld a new bracket on there because we have to drop down the brake lines and the ABS wire anyway. Then we've got these brackets. These brackets go right here, pretty much, to raise the 4-link arm or whatever. So those will be visible. We probably will paint those. And this Rough Country powder coat is kind of bubbling and chipping anyway, so we'll sand those down, paint those. We've got 2 of those, 1 on each side. But yeah, so to pull the coil springs out, you pretty much disconnected the bottom shock bolt, disconnected the sway bar link, disconnected the track bar or panhard bar, whatever you want to call it, lower it down with a jack, and you are done. You can pull the springs out. So we've got the springs out, and then of course the brake line brackets on each side. I forgot to say that. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that went into that. All that will be brand new, and those will be painted. I'm not sure if I will actually be cleaning anything in this video. I kind of just want to make a little update video, guys, and then you're going to see this truck will transform here in a day or two, and a lot will be getting done. But I did want to give a huge shout out to Super Clean. We're going to be trying out some of their products here. We've got some wheel cleaner, some degreaser, and some degreaser in a aerosol can. So that's pretty cool. They also sent us a t-shirt and some floor absorbent. So we'll be able to check this out and see if we like their products, and I'll give you my honest opinion on it. Like I said, not sure if that'll be in this video or the next video, but yeah, this may be, I don't know if I want to upload this video today or if I want to make it kind of a longer video and do a couple days in one video, if that makes sense. I also removed the CV axle over here because the CV axle was seized inside of the hub assembly. The hub assembly was making a god-awful noise whenever you spun it. It was loud, the bearing was rough and gritty, so I recommended to Emery that we just go ahead and throw some new hub assemblies in it. And since he's running 14 wides and 2-inch spacers / adapters, whatever you want to call it, anyway, pretty much a 16 wide wheel, new ball joints and new hub assemblies / wheel bearings is never, ever a bad idea. we have to get all of this stuff completely degreased and wiped down and cleaned. And then we're going to sand it with a red Scotch-Brite pad to prep the surface. And that's gonna roughen it up enough to hit it with the primer. After the primer, we'll do the base coat and the clear coat. This video is going to be multiple days joined together. Probably just 1 or 2. We'll try to at least get all of the gold stuff painted in this video, and then we'll do a separate video prepping and painting all of the blue. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and organize all of the stuff that's going to be painted gold, and we're gonna go ahead and get all of that stuff cleaned and prepped. All right, guys, so as you all just seen, I just now got finished prepping, cleaning all of the parts that are going gold, front and rear. We got all of it sanded down, cleaned, used wax and grease remover to wipe it all off, rinse it off really good, let it dry completely, tack cloth it before you spray the primer, obviously, and sprayed it all in primer. So now we are ready for the base coat after we put one more coat of primer on, which it's getting late. It's almost like 8 o'clock now. It's like 7:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and quit for the day, and then we will get back at this again tomorrow, which will be here in just a second. All right, guys, so we are back. It is currently the next day, and right here below me, you can see this ball joint press kit, which is what we're gonna be using to swap out the lower ball joints on the lower control arms. We got everything that's going gold, front and rear, completely prepped, cleaned, degreased, wax remover, completely prepped and sprayed in primer yesterday, as you all just seen. So I figured I would come back on here right quick instead of boring you with some more time-lapse footage. Also, let me know, do y'all like time-lapse footage? Do y'all rather see like more hands-on, like of me talking, or time-lapse, or a little bit of both? Am I just doing good, you know, doing a little bit of both? Or anyway, but we just now done quite a bit of time-lapse footage. So now we are going to press out this ball joint right quick. I figured I would go ahead and walk you guys through that and what all that involves, just kind of quickly. It's very, very simple and self-explanatory. So we have the ball joint press kit right here. It's got it's got a couple different receivers and cups and flat pieces, and then pretty much a C-clamp style. Throw it on there, put your impact gun on it, and drive the ball joint out. Not really a big deal. A aluminum lower control arm, so you want to be careful when swapping out this ball. Our new one does come with a new snap ring The factory ones do not have a snap ring, but they are punched in 3 locations. So what I like to do is I take a cutoff wheel on an angle grinder and I actually just shoot straight right there and just barely cut all the way through it, and just barely try your best, obviously not to dig into the lower control arm, but if you just barely nick it, then that is okay on each one of those. These are going to get sanded and painted anyway. So I went ahead and made those cuts on the 3 marks. And then we have a receiver cup down here at the bottom that is bigger than the ball joint. And then we have the stopper cup right here, the little flat plate. And then we have the threaded piece right here, obviously with this threaded through, and that is making full contact. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but now it is literally time to just drive this ball joint out. There we go. Snap ring is on, new ball joint is in. Gonna go ahead and put this boot on there and then put this nut back on here. Boom. Ready to go now. So now that we've got that lower ball joint replaced, we can go ahead and these lower control arms and upper control arms and everything else will be ready to prep and paint. Before we do all that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this gold taken care of so it can be drying so that we can get the truck done quicker. I don't know, but I will give it my best shot with time lapses and taking some videos actually spraying and stuff so then I have, you know, better content for you guys to watch. But next time I talk to you all, everything will be sprayed down in gold and clear coated and we will get to check that out, guys. I am so excited. So I will see you all here in just a second. Oh, come on. Bro, tell them to subscribe.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. No.
Dislike all the videos and make sure to unfollow me on TikTok.
Guys, so behind me you can see all of that gold / bronze suspension finally sprayed down. It does not have clear coat on it yet, so do not pay attention to that. Whenever this stuff gets clear coat on it, that flake is going to pop out absolutely crazy. Like it, oh my gosh, like you all don't understand. And I am so sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but just to save Emery money, I was trying to get away with as least paint as possible. Right here I sprayed down about a pint of paint, and I'm so close to being done. The reason that I ran out is because these springs, from where like you have to spray in this way and in that way and up from the bottom and all different angles, a lot of the paint gets wasted. And it took, these two springs do not have full coverage of the base coat. Now this cross member has complete full coverage. It looks absolutely sick. And this spring does not, that spring does not. This bracket does, that bracket does. These spindles turned out absolutely amazing. And guys, I don't think, unless you are a auto body person or unless you've watched some of my older videos, like I think it was the video right before this, whenever I sprayed the green on Braden's headlights, you literally, the green did not look like super metallic-y and super flaky, and then as soon as I sprayed that clear coat on there, it freaking popped out at you, and it was oh my gosh guys, this color, I freaking love it. And whenever that clear is on there, it's going to be crazy. Got the sway bar links sprayed down, swapped them out for the knuckles, and my rack is actually working pretty good. But guys, it just looks absolutely stunning. And like I said, you cannot judge it by this, and in person it looks even better. But whenever the clear hits this, like I wish I had one piece that I could clear coat right quick, but I don't. But whenever the clear is on this, guys, that flake is going to reflect and be so freaking strong. In person, just with this flashlight, I can see the flake start to come through. I don't think you can on camera. But even just dry sprayed down with just base coat, that flake is still coming through. And oh my gosh, it looks absolutely killer. Alright guys, so I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna have to go pick up some gold paint in the morning, and it's been a couple of days since I posted a video, so I don't want you guys to get impatient. I want to bring you all truck content as quick as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video and upload this video today. The next video you will get to see this gold with the clear coat, and you will also get to see the blue with the clear coat, and that'll be pretty much all of it. And then I don't know how much of the install that I'm gonna be able to film. I may time lapse most of it and not talk very much, because Emery does need his truck back as soon as possible. So I'm gonna try to get this thing done as quick as possible. With that being said, guys, always remember, everybody starts out as a nobody, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.